I aim to become a solo of fortune like the legendary Morgan Blackhand, you may ask. Aside from cyberware limbs for weapons, bioprogram chips to increase your reflexes, and combat drugs to give you that edge over your opponents, when you're the best of the best, you might even leave the ranks of corporate samurai and go Ronin, freelancing your lethal talents as killer, bodyguard, or enforcer to whoever can pay enough eddies. Sounds good. Unfortunately, there's a price to pay, samurai. A heavy one. You've lost so much of your original meat that you're almost a machine. Your killing reflexes are so jacked up that you must restrain yourself from going berserk at any moment. Years of combat drugs taken to keep the edge have given you terrifying addictions. You trust no one. One night you sleep in a penthouse surrounded by the most exotic women Night City has to offer. The next in an alley like a filthy street rat. But that's the price of being the best, and you're willing to pay it, because that's what solos do. With the formalities out of the way, we'll move right along onto the best in the business. Joshua K came from the Night City Underground and into the spotlight. This young solo has made several newsworthy accomplishments. First, the assassination of Peter X, famed corporate raider and founder of Sphere. Not only did Joshua hit the man twice in the face, preventing any attempts at resuscitation, he then leapt out of a 12-story window to a waiting Aerodyne and sped into the rising sun. Soon after, Joshua surfaced in Palm Desert as a replacement bodyguard for Slade McCallahan. This popular braindance had gone through 3 already this year and tried for a 4th, but Joshua K was a bit too fast for the would-be assailants. After shattering one's leg with a well-placed kick, he then snapped the other's neck with his bare hands. These joy boys should have fought twice before attempting to make a name for themselves. Taiki. This Russian woman has made herself a home in Night City. She has allegedly served in the Russian VDV, analogous to America's Airborne Rangers, for 6 years. She then went on a political bender across Europe. She has suspected relationships with terrorist groups ranging from the old IRA to Red Brigade and the 3000. She joined Hydrox Carnival of Carnage in Prague and never looked back. She has been personally credited with the Raven Microcybernetics bombing in Bolson and the Biotechnica hijacking. She is a staunch anti-biotech terrorist with a touch of class. Suzanne Forrest, the Executioner, described as the toughest solo there is, and she loves her work. She hunts and kills fugitives with a zeal that only can be described as religious. With over 20 confirmed executions, this solo is more than just beauty. Shaitan has a thing for Arasaka. He will take any job he can get away with, but it must be against Arasaka, and it must have serious collateral damage possibilities. In the last few years, Shaitan has gone from a good solo with a reasonable reputation to a great solo with a phenomenal success record. Shaitan has made the destruction of all things Arasaka paramount in his mind. He will not use Arasaka products, nor will he work with those who do. He accomplishes whatever mission he's hired for, then spends the rest of his time trashing Saburo's stuff. He has even been known to occasionally create or modify jobs just so he can destroy Arasaka property. Why? No one is sure. It has been advanced that Shaitan's mother was once violated by a member of the Arasaka family, possibly even Saburo. He has honed his mind and rebuilt his body for this task only. His type of single-handed crusade would be laughable had he not managed to somehow elude capture and accomplish these objectives for over 3 years. All it took was a phone call from Johnny Silverhand to convince this Borg to join in on the final assault against Arasaka in Night City during the 4th Corporate War. Racer Chiba was born in the wilds of East Los Angeles sometime before the collapse. He had a normal childhood, was educated to some degree, and then joined the army. He served in the South American War during the worst of it, and went cyber psycho as the war was winding down. He was hospitalized, recovering just in time for the long walk. Instead of making the trek, he joined the Nomads, John Meta and others in forming Metacorp. Eventually he became the test pilot for the Jacksuit program. Consequently, he's the world's most experienced ACPA trooper. After the Jacksuit division was sold to Militech, Chiba went freelance. His full cryo-custom ACPA is one of the finest designs in the world. Racer Chiba earned his street cred after extracting Mr. David Sato from the Raven Microcybernetics facility at Evergreen, Colorado. After careful satellite reconnaissance, Chiba dropped in at night alone. He subdued several guards, defeated the electronic security system, and abducted not only Sato, but his lover as well. The pickup by Aerodyne Limousine Limited was the perfect conclusion to a perfect job. Jenny Flex, the personal escort of Jesuit rocker and media icon Jack Maximum. For the last 3 years, she has averted 3 assassination attempts, one by taking the shots herself, 8 rounds, 1 kidnapping, and various harassments, handling security for the Justifiable Homicides Long Walk tour before her tenure with Jack with a feather in her cap. The entire band did 16 cities in the US, while fleeing several federal investigations and not a single casualty. Her previous work and training are still somewhat of a mystery. Rumors abound that she once either worked under CIA auspices in Europe or she served in the South American War as a sniper. John Jones, Manhunter. He hunts and captures people for a living. His speciality is lost children and cyber psychos, but no one knows how to contact him or where he frequents in his off time. Jones lost his entire family during martial law. He loathes the government, and he helps others whose families are in less dire straits stay together. To date, he's rescued 30 kidnapped or missing children, 6 cyber psychos, and 5 or 6 drug addicts. It is rumored that he has a massive network of people who owe him a great number of favors. He was not trained by any military or corporation. He may have been a member of a gang or some criminal organization, but all bets are off. Lance Rock. Rockstar sextor he is, but Lance is also a damn fine solo. He has worked for everyone who is anyone, has been mentioned in songs, and has a new workwear line from Gibson Battle Gear. It certainly is a long way from the Italian westerns he used to star in. After joining the Marines and serving 2 boring tours on the USS Abraham Lincoln, he was ready for a change. A young ex-Marine, Lance adopted his stage name and went east to Nashville. He began his career as a solo on the set of the remake of For a Few Dollars More. A group of nomads, hoping to make a political statement about human rights, attempted to kidnap the entire cast. Lance, with the help of the film's security guards, annihilated the entire group. Afterwards, Lance went to work as a security guard for Penny Prurient. This was also the beginning of his reputation as a womanizer. Not only did she end up getting killed in bed, where he was noticeably absent on that day, she had, in an interview earlier, proclaimed undying love for him and private named him as beneficiary in her will. After Patty died, Lance became involved in the Chanel and Versace conflict. Julia Fix was one of the hottest models of the decade, so when she signed a lifetime exclusive with Versace, Chanel was massively upset. After failing to establish a new icon for the American market, Chanel decided to do business the old-fashioned way. They attempted an extraction. Not only did Lance Rock successfully extract Julia, he did it by seduction and deceit. He dated her for 2 months before the fall show in Paris. On the evening before the show, the two dined at the still fashionable Harry's bar. After brandy, he shot her bodyguard and was greeted warmly by Chanel representatives. This will almost definitely ruin Lance's career, although he now has a free movie deal with Lucasfilm 54. Haruko Kanawa, a skilled and ruthless solo in the true corporate ninja style. Kanawa was described as gorgeous and always wore a black leather bodysuit. She is a cross between a leather fantasy and an SS nightmare. Haruko would be present during the attack on the Arasaka Arcology in Night City during the 4th Corporate War. Unsurprisingly, Morgan Blackhand was rated as the #1 solo professional in the business. A war-worn veteran of the 2nd Central American conflict, Morgan Blackhand, sometimes known as the Hammer, first became a solo by accident, not design. Returning home in 2008 to the ruins of his native Brooklyn, he found himself protecting his next-door neighbor from from an abusive and violent ex-husband. The incident ended with Morgan killing the homicidal maniac and earning a local rep on the streets as a protector of the weak. Morgan's good guy image lasted until he dust down with a marauding booster gang leader, which brought him to the attention of a Militech recruiter. Morgan dealt with the booster with relative ease, and thus was made an offer to join Militech. To Morgan's pragmatic mind, working as a corporate solo wasn't much different than being in the army. The guys upstairs told you where to go and who to protect or shoot. By 2013, Blackhand was known throughout the Brotherhood of Solos as a professional equal to the best Europe could offer. Time Blackhand graduated from being a bodyguard and performing extraction work to tactical operations and strategic threat management. Although his abilities in these areas were exceptional, his reputation as a hard-nosed, no-nonsense boss willing to do what is necessary and join his ops in the field earned him an even wider reputation. Morgan's handling of incidents like the attempted kidnapping of former samurai band member Kerry Uridine show the touch of the true master. Any solo can kill, but only a master like Blackhand can eliminate a threat and embarrass the group's sponsors. He's honest to a fault and never ever harms women and children, but he will make an exception for female solos. Morgan Blackhand is not alive because he's the best around, rather he's the best because he's alive.